What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We've got another NFL Sunday slate. I'm going to talk about my two favorite teasers on this game, as well as my four favorite player props. If you guys want to get all six of these plays, make sure you guys watch to the end, and I'll see you in just a second. All right, guys, so before we jump into our free picks for today, I do want to do a little bit of housekeeping. I have to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of VIP. So if you guys are interested in having a chance at winning free VIP, leave a like and a comment on this video. If this video gets 250 likes, I'll pick a random comment from the comment generator to win a free month. So make sure you guys smash that like button, drop a comment, and make sure you guys are subscribed. You got to be subbed to win. But anyways, let's pick our winner from yesterday. Winner is going to be for Jordan. Jordan, who said, "I love you, Brody. Yesterday was free. Love you too, man. Appreciate you watching. Appreciate all the love and support. Send me a message on Discord, man, and you got yourself a free month." I do have a question for you guys. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys two exact slips that I played. I put $200 a piece on these slips, and then I'm going to give you guys some free Prizepicks plays. I need you to tell me, would you prefer me to do it this way, or going forward, would you prefer me to just talk about the games on the slate and then kind of just like tell you which team I think's going to win, and then you guys can make your own bets based off of the information I give you and your own judgment. So just let me know what you guys want. I've been giving you guys some green ones, but obviously, if you guys prefer it the other way, I can do it that way as well. If you guys do want to get all my picks, join our Discord. Link to the Discord is down in the description. It's absolutely free to join the Discord. If you do want to get every single play that I post, there is a link to our WAP for $25 a month or $10 a week. You can join our WAP and get every single prop. But anyways, guys, enough rambling, enough plugging. Let's go ahead and talk about the two games that I like the most on this slate. So, obviously, big NFL Sunday. You guys know there's tons of great games. This slate's a little bit worse than usual. We've got some injuries. We've got some quarterbacks that might not be playing, things of that aspect. So a lot more coin flip in some of these games than I would say in the first couple of weeks. I know that sounds stupid, but some of these are kind of coin flip that may not be. An example might be Washington versus the Raiders. We don't know what's going to happen in this game. This could be pretty dang close. Washington minus 138 at home. But anyways, we got a few of those games on this slate. But let's talk about the ones that I like the best. So my favorite game on the slate in terms of right now betting on, and I've been doing my research for the last couple hours. This is my favorite one so far, and it's going to be Green Bay versus the Browns. So obviously they're playing in Cleveland. Green Bay on the road, minus 380 favorites on the road, and minus 7.5 favorites on the road. The spread on this, or not the spread, but the total on this is sitting at 41.5. Public betting, 74% of the money's on Green Bay, 27% of the money on Green Bay to cover this spread, and that means 73% of the money is on Cleveland to cover plus 7.5. The total sitting at 41.5 with 43% of the money on the over, 57% on the under. If we take a look at how these teams have played so far this season, so taking a look on the 2025 season, Green Bay 2-0 to start the season, the Browns 0-2. Now, I will say the Browns, even though getting beat 41-17 in their last game, kept it a little bit closer than I expected. It kind of got out of hand a little bit later in the game. They played pretty well. Played pretty well versus the Bengals. My bad for calling it the Bengals again. I got some comments hating on the way that I pronounce it. The Bengals. So the Bengals only beat them 17-16. Very close game. If you look at Green Bay, on the other hand, I called this from before week one even started. I told you guys, Green Bay is the team. Once they got Parsons, I knew they put so much money into this season that this is their year, man. I really think Green Bay has a chance to win it all. They're looking incredibly strong. They beat Washington 27-18, and they beat Detroit 27-13. Two strong teams that they come out and got dubs on. Two strong teams that I've honestly had a lot of people telling me they thought Washington was going to win. I had Green Bay in that one as well. It's worked for me so far. So in this matchup, I got to take Green Bay. I've got to take them on a teaser, though. So if we talk about this game, let's take a look at how Green Bay has played. We'll look at their offense and Cleveland defense, and then kind of do the vice versa on this. So looking at Green Bay's offense, they're averaging 335 total yards per game on offense, which is the 12th ranked offense in the league. If you look at Cleveland, 191 and a half yards of offense allowed by the defense. So strong defense. Actually, the top defense in the league right now in terms of yards per allowed. The league average is sitting at 322. If you look at Green Bay's yards per play, it's sitting at 6.2. And you look at Cleveland, they give up 4 yards per play on average. If you do the reverse on this, and if you guys are wondering, I'm using a website called Covers. I've just started using this yesterday in these videos, so let me know if you guys like that or not. But you can see these little green arrows. That's pointing to the favored. So right now they have the Cleveland defense favored over Green Bay offense, which is kind of crazy considering the Green Bay offense is pretty dang good. But if you look at the opposite side of things, Green Bay's defense is heavily favored over the Cleveland offense. Cleveland's averaging 324.5 yards per game on average. And if you look at this Green Bay defense, they're ranked 3rd in the league, giving up 238 yards. Now, if you look at Green Bay, they played against 2 pretty explosive, pretty strong offenses in Washington and Detroit. If you look at Cleveland, on the other hand, they just got beat by the Ravens, so we already know Baltimore has a very strong offense. If you look at their first game, it was the Bengals. The Bengals, strong pass game. They struggled in game 1. Burrow wasn't firing on all cylinders, so that one I feel like I don't think it was necessarily the Browns defense being, I mean, maybe the Browns are those guys right now, but I'm kind of thinking the Bengals just weren't firing on all cylinders that game either. So I'm kind of taking that game with a grain of salt. The last game we saw them get beat 41-17, so it's kind of tough. If we look at the points per game, you can come down here and look at how many points per game Cleveland is scoring. They're averaging 16.5 points per game, and the Green Bay defense is giving up 15.5 points per game. So you're looking at a couple touchdowns at least from Cleveland if you go by stats. If you go by statistics here, Green Bay's averaging 27 points per game, which is 6th in the league. And then this Cleveland defense is giving up 29 points per game, which is 25th in the league. So they're giving up a lot of points, even though they're not giving up a lot of yards, which, I mean, do what you want with that information. But for me personally, I'm going to make a slip pop up on the screen. This is what I'm playing, guys. So this is a teaser. I had the Packers minus 0.5, so I'm taking a 7-point teaser. So I'm buying their 7.5-point spread down to 0.5, so all we need is Green Bay to win. And then it goes with the over 41 on this, but we're buying it by 6.5 points, actually, to be exact. But buying it by 6.5 points, and it goes down to 35. So I need each team to score, right? I need a total to go over 35, and I need Green Bay to win, which is pretty safe for me. I put $200 on this slip. The profit on this slip is going to be $153.85. So the total payout will be $153 profit. If you guys do want to tell this, I'm running this on Bovada. I don't have a code for Bovada, but I do have codes for all the other apps down in the description. If you guys sign up for any of those apps down in the description, you do get a free month of VIP for each one you sign up for. Chalkboard and Parlay Play right now are giving you free money for signing up. No deposit required. Use code FANTASYACES on either of those apps, and you do get a free month of VIP as well as the free $25 Chalkboard gives you and the free $5 that Parlay Play gives you. But anyways, Green Bay, talked about that one. That's pretty much what I have for that game. Not really much more that I want to go over. Let's talk about the second game that I like on this slate. This is going to be the last free pick that I give in terms of money lines, but if I can find this game, it would be great. But looking at Broncos versus Chargers, this game has some competition. It's a competitive game. I'm excited for this one. So we got the Chargers minus 138 at home, minus 1.5-point favorites, and then the total on this is sitting at 46.5. The money right now, 75% of the money is on the Chargers. 87% of the money on the Chargers to cover the spread. And then we got 63% of the money on the under 46.5 total. Looking at these teams, the Chargers sitting at 2-0 right now on the season. They just had a 20-9 victory versus the Raiders, coming off a 27-21 victory versus the Chiefs in Brazil in game 1. Huge victory for the Chargers. They definitely made a statement with that game. Looking at the Broncos coming off a 20-12 win in versus the Titans in week 1. Looking at last week, they just got beat 29-28 versus the Colts. The Colts have looked pretty strong so far this season. Don't take that loss super seriously for the Broncos. That really could have went either way, man. The Broncos offense looked better in that game than they did versus the Titans. Bo Nix struggled versus the Titans. I will say that right now. Versus the Colts, it was closer than I thought. So I had the Colts winning. The Colts obviously won by a point, but that wasn't. They didn't make it look easy by any means. Head-to-head last season, these two teams played twice. Chargers won both games, 34-27 in one game, and then 23-16 in that game, and in the game 1. But anyways, if we look at the stats from this season so far, the Broncos offense averaging 320 yards per game. The Chargers defense giving up 282.5 yards per game. If you look at this, all the arrows pretty much pointing to the defensive side of things. This is a good defense in the Chargers. It's also a good defense in the Broncos. If you look at the opposite here, you can see the Chargers average 355.5 yards per offense right now. So far, there's only been 2 games, obviously. If you look at the Broncos defense, they're giving up 303 yards of defense or of offense per game. So this was kind of split down the middle. They're actually more pointing towards the Chargers offense than the Broncos defense. This is just going by rank for the most part, guys. This isn't something that just, the arrows are pointing there. That means that the Chargers are going to move the ball down the field. It's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying based off of so far stats per game, the Chargers offense versus the Broncos defense, the Chargers should move the ball. And then vice versa, the Chargers defense is looking better than the Broncos offense in terms of yard. I mean, you got to take this with a grain of salt. This means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. I'm just trying to give you guys some more insight on the game and why I make the choices that I'm making. But if we look at points here, Broncos averaging 24 points per game. Defense giving up 15 points per game. So Chargers not giving up very many points. If you look on the other side of things, Chargers are averaging 23.5 points per game. Broncos are giving up 20.5 points per game, which is 15th in the league. So not going to be a super high-scoring game, in my opinion. Taking a look at what I ran for this, I'm giving you guys my second slip. I put $200 on this slip. It is up on the screen right now, so you guys can see. I have the Chargers plus 3.5. I'm buying this by 6 points. So the minus 2.5 becomes plus 3.5, so now the Chargers can lose by a field goal, and we still cash this slip. I'm also running the under 52-point total. This is teased 6 points. The original over is 46. I'm buying it up to 52, taking the under. So now as long as the game is under 52 points and we have the Chargers get the dub like they think they will, because I do think the Chargers are going to win, we cash the slip. It is 200 to win 166, so the total payout will be 366.67 after the game is over if we cash this slip. So that's what I got for the 2 money lines, guys. 2 nice plays. I think both of these cash. I think we're going to sweep. Looking at college football from yesterday, I gave two teasers in yesterday's video for college football. SMU versus TCU. I had TCU teaser. The TCU one cashed. Arkansas versus Memphis was free. Arkansas needed to win the game. I had a minus 0.5. They fumbled at the 4-yard line with a minute left on the clock to lose by a point. So that one was unlucky. The fumble killed us. Arkansas should have cashed. We should have swept the money lines yesterday. Unfortunately, we ended up splitting them. It was still pretty much a break even on those 2. But regardless, I'm hoping I don't think it's going to happen for NFL today. I think we're going to cash both of these. I really like both those slips. So let's go ahead and talk about some player props for this game. I have 4 player props. I have 2 kicker props as well as 2 quarterback props we're going to be talking about. I want to say this right now, guys. I'm giving away a free kicker slip in our Discord. The Discord is free to join. I've already said this. Click the link down in the description. It'll be in the free pick section. You'll see me drop my video link for YouTube. Under that video tomorrow, I'm going to give you guys a 4-man or a 4-pick slip on Prizepicks with my favorite 4 kickers to give us a nice probably 8 to 10x slip. And I'll have that locked in, given it to you guys for free if you join our Discord. So make sure you guys are in there for that. But let me take a sip of my Coke Zero real quick. Not sponsoring this video, by the way. But anyways, let's talk about some player props, guys. So the first player props I want to go over are, I'm just going to go over my two favorite kickers on the board right now. First one's going to be Cam Dicker. We got Dicker the kicker. Chargers kickers versus the Broncos. I took the under on this, guys. You guys know both of these defenses are strong. Offenses aren't bad, but I do think there's going to be a lot of stops in this game. I think this is going to be a pretty low-scoring game, and I think our man Dicker is going to come out here and give us 2 field goals. Had 2 versus the Chiefs, had 2 versus the Raiders. I'm thinking he continues this streak and has 2 once again versus the Broncos at home, versus the Broncos at home tomorrow. Looking at him last season, he cashed this line 72% of the games, 13 of 18 on the season. You can see he averaged, let's see here, a 43-yard field goal per game. His longest was 59 on the season last year. He has a 96% hit rate on his field goals last season. This season, he has 100%. He's 4 for 4 on his field goals. Dude's a beast. That being said, you can get him on Prizepicks right now. Field goals made, Cam Dicker. And your boy's tired. That's why I'm kind of out of breath. I've been talking for a while. I've been yelling at the TV at college football and stuff. Your boy, it's just one of those days, man. It's just one of those days. So Cam Dicker on Prizepicks. You can get him on a parlay play as well. Let's pull up Dicker. Right here, 1.5 field goals made. And we'll check the value to see which one pays more, and you'll see me lock it in. So that being said, Who'd I pair Cam Dicker with? I'm pairing him with our man Brandon Aubrey. That's pretty much a no-brainer. You saw what Aubrey did last year, last game, sealed the victory for Dallas. Dude's the best kicker in the league. You can't change my mind. Dude cashed this line in both games this season so far. He had 4 versus the Giants. He had 2 versus the Eagles. They're playing on the road against Chicago. They're going to be able to move the ball versus the Bears. Don't think they're going to have any problems. I do think Dallas will make some mistakes, and the Bears will get a few stops. And our man Brandon Aubrey's going to get to come out there and kick a 50 to 60-yard field goal. I think it's going to happen more than once. I think he cashed his 1.5 field goals made. He cashed this in 82% of games last season, 14 of 17. His longest field goal on average was 47.9, so a 48-yard field goal. He had 2 64 and 65-yard field goals last season, kicking 86% of the games, or percent accuracy. He's also 100% this season with 6 field goals made. Dude's been killing it. Like, not much more to say. It's Brandon Aubrey. You know how he is. If you pair these together on Prizepicks, this will give you a 2.25x. 150 wins you 337, which is what I'm going to be playing on Prizepicks without the 4-man. So that's going to be my first 2-man slip. And then if you play it over here on Parlay Play, you have a 2.5x. So way better value on Parlay Play. This is a $500 slip for me, man. This is a 2-unit slip. Got to lock it in. Right there. Track picks. I know I gave this yesterday for free. You guys know this one missed. Obviously, Morton ended up not playing. He played 2 snaps the second half. He had 142 yards the first half. I thought he was going to cash. It was a close game, and he just got pulled. So he just ended up getting hurt and didn't get to play more than 2 snaps in the second and chalked our slip. So that one is chalk. I thought it was going to be a reboot. It doesn't look like it's going to be. So that is from yesterday. Hopefully, a lot of you guys didn't play that. But if you did, I do apologize. But you guys can't see, we got $500 on Cam Dicker and Brandon Aubrey right now to win us $12.45 if you guys do want to tell that kicker slip. Jumping into our next prop of the day, prop number 3, I'm taking our man Drake May. I am taking the New England Patriots quarterback. I almost called him a pitcher. Quarterback over 224.5 passing yards. Now, let's take a look at this. Pass yards, 224.5. He's cashed it both games this season. He just had 230 versus Miami. He had 287 the game before that versus the Raiders. Looking at who they're playing against, they're playing against the Steelers. Playing at home versus the Steelers. Steelers are averaging 25th passing defense in the league right now, giving up 245 passing yards per game. New England, they're going to be throwing the ball way more than they run the ball, obviously. Their running back, Ramondre Stevenson, has 18 rush attempts so far in his 2 games. They're passing the ball at a 62% rate. They just won their game versus Miami, and they lost the game before that versus the Raiders, sitting 1-1 on the season. I'm expecting this to be a close game. Honestly, I think the Steelers could come get this victory on the road in New England. Not huge on taking the Steelers. I think that one's kind of coin flip. But that being said, I could see New England playing from behind. And I think Drake May's going to be throwing the ball all over the place anyway. Steelers defense hasn't looked super strong. Giving up a lot of pass yards, as you can see, 25th in the league. Drake May cashed this line 5 of 13 games last season. He averaged 175 yards per game. Obviously, some of these games don't count. But regardless, I think Drake May passes for 225 tonight. And I like this play if you guys do want to tell it. So it's up to you. Make your own decision on this. If you don't like it, obviously fade it. Trust your gut. But I am taking Drake May. And let's see here. Pass yards. We're going to find Drake May, 224.5. We're going to get him over here on Parlay Play once again as well. Drake May. Looks like he might be higher here. Nope. It's a better payout on Parlay Play right now. 224.5. And then who do we pair Drake May with? I'm taking this one you guys are going to hate me for. Joe Flacco, however you want to say his name. I'm taking Joe Flacco, and I'm taking him over 169.5 passing yards. I'm buying this down, and I'm going to show you guys why. Let me show you. So his original line sitting at 226.5. If you get it at 169.5, he's pretty much stomped this line both games. We took him 199.5 his last game versus Baltimore. He hooked us by 0.5 on a passing yard prop. Absolutely diabolical. We got beat on that one. Going against Green Bay. Green Bay has a good offense. Green Bay is going to be scoring on Cleveland. Cleveland is going to have to keep up. They're going to have to throw the ball. They're going to be playing from behind, in my opinion. So regardless of what the Packers defense looks like, they're going to have to throw the ball. They're throwing the ball 68% of the time already. Flacco's had success throwing the ball, and I don't expect it to change in this game versus Green Bay, especially playing at home. So going to lock that in. Flacco, whatever you want to call him. If we come over here and look at him, the reason I'm playing this here. So let's take a look at the payout here if we play it with Drake May. 2.25x. Buy it down. 2.25x. Buy it down. 2x. Buy it down again. 2x. The payout's not changing, and we're getting 10-yard increments here. Why would you not take the lowest one? I'm not going to risk 30 more yards for a 0.25x payout when I can just get him at 169. That's the only reason I bought it down this low. I was going to take him at 199.5 again, and then I realized 169.5 is still a double up. There's no point in not playing it, in my opinion. That's just the way I'm rolling with things on this one. If you play it on parlay play, 169.5 gives you a 2.04x. So same thing. I'm going to put 250 on this one. I don't like this one as much as the other slip personally, but it is a double up, and I do like it. So that's the two slips I gave you guys. Flacco and May, passing yards. Nice double up on parlay play or Prizepicks, whichever one you want to play it on. And then we got Cam Dicker and Brandon Aubrey. I put 2 units on this one to win us 1245, and that is also on Prizepicks or parlay play. The better value is on parlay play by a long shot. It's not even close. But anyways, guys, that's what I've got for this video. Once again, let me know in the comments. Do you prefer me just pick my 2 favorite games and like give you guys a slip, or would you guys prefer me just kind of talk about every game, whether it's my favorite game or not, and just give you guys kind of a win or who I think is going to win, things like that. But whatever you guys want, let me know. I'll try to make it happen in the next one. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you guys have an awesome NFL Sunday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night for our early NFL video.